1973 established FIA World Rally Championship, WRC, and it combined rally events around the globe into a series. This competition has 3 sections: the Drivers' and Co-Drivers' Championship, the Manufacturers' Championship, and a championship for independent teams. Also, there are new teams added to the championship of 2021. It's so exciting. Currently, the series consists of 12 2- to 3-day events influenced on surfaces varying from gravel and pavement to snow and ice. Thus, every rally is divided into 15 to 25 special stages, which run against the clock on closed roads. Hello motorsport fans! We are back with another exciting piece of information from the world of motorsports. Ever wondered what happens at the service park? What is the most important thing to know when the cars come into service? What if a car broke down en route to the exceptional stage? How often do they inspect the vehicles? Let's find out. We can't deny that rallying is far more difficult on vehicles than it first seems. Driving at high speeds on bumpy, rocky, gravelly terrain, drifting on forest lanes, jumping, twisting on asphalt with numerous handbrakes, well, it's not easy and it pushes the vehicle to its absolute limit. A car cannot withstand several hundred kilometers of rally stages if it's not cared for as per its requirements. Therefore, a service park is where it receives what it requires. Let's take a deeper look at what happens there. The most important thing to understand is once the cars are in service, it is not up to the team to determine what happens and when. It's simple to assume that if something goes wrong with the car during the afternoon stages, mechanics will have the entire night to fix it. However, it's not as easy as it looks. When it comes to timings, the time is limited. How much limited? Well, what if we said that 15 minutes for morning service, 30 minutes for lunch, and 45 minutes at the end of the day? It seems like an absolute headache, right? Yeah, it's super complicated. Well, these are the usual figures. Occasionally, they do vary, such as after the Rally RACC Catalunya leg on Friday, where the teams have a whopping 75 minutes to complete their tasks. Therefore, they must alter the configuration from gravel to tarmac, including tires, shocks, springs, brakes, and all those other components. The mechanic must be well trained and experienced, as the time is limited and the task is much more than it looks. Now let's find the answer to, what if a car broke down en route to the exceptional stage? The answer would be, let's call the mechanics. Let them fix the problem and keep going. What could be simpler? Not so fast. A team is not permitted to receive technical assistance from spectators during a rally. Spectators may assist you in pushing the car out of a ditch, but changing the wheel or repairing the damage is the responsibility of the driver and co-driver. In track racing, the rally just not needs a talented driver, but also a competent mechanic. Attention is very much required here. Meanwhile, speaking of the rally, scrutiny is on almost everything. The FIA marshals are positioned in the service tents and keep a close eye on everything. There are limitations to what you can and cannot repair. However, if your car sustains structural damage, you can't just weld it back together and hope for the best. You must retire. There are also restrictions on the number of materials available. Now let's talk about the most important thing when it comes to service: cleaning. Cleaning a car is necessary, and it is done at every service. It is not like the team wants his car to be seen perfect in photos. It's done because it's easy to overlook damage on a dirty vehicle. What is the Rally Service Park's best feature for audiences? You are welcome to go there and observe. Of course, there's no permission to enter the service tent, but you can look at everything from the outside. And believe us when we say that seeing the team mechanics at work is truly intriguing. Now let's talk about the WRC's biggest service park. Sounds thrilling, right? That's because it is. On April 3rd, Shinwa in Nairobi, Kenya. The Safari Rally WRC organizers have ramped up preparations for the worldwide event along the beautiful route in the Great Rift Valley. The Asphalt Service Park, which measures 220 meters by 90 meters, is located in Naivasha's Kenya Wildlife Service Training School and is slated to become the largest in the World Rally Championship history. During a media routes tour, Safari Rally CEO Phineas Kimathi indicated that the designated service area will be one of a kind when it's constructed and completed before June. The asphalt area will allocate a service zone for World Rally Championship Priority 1, 2, and 3 teams. Contractors are already working around the clock to build an ultra-modern presidential pavilion near the service park area. Kimathi, who is also the chairman of the Kenya Motorsport Federation, KMSF, stated that we would transform the service area into a mega city of its kind. It is where WRC teams will conduct many of their activities upon arrival. It will also include a media zone and parking for VIPs and teams, including other WRC-related features. According to Kimathi, many containers will be transported to the country via the Neuville dry port. The containers will form a small city surrounding the service park area, adding a lot of excitement to the event. The goal of this infrastructure is to ensure that we have an A1 WRC event. However, repairing these cars will be right here at the service park. As a result, it will be a swarm of activity. However, the legendary Safari Rally is scheduled to return to the World Rally Championship calendar for the first time in 19 years. The event's return to the world stage was originally planned for last year, but it was pushed back to 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which pushed those preparations back a year. Safari's Super Special Stage, SSS, will be headquartered at Kasarani Stadium, while the Power Stage will take place at Hell's Gate. Elementation, Sleeping Warrior, Loldia, Malawa, Kedong are among the stages that will run on Safari. The ceremony is going to take place at the historic KICC, Kedong Ranch, nestled in the slopes of Mount Longonot and the shores of Lake Neuville. And it's going to have 21 permitted media filming locations. This year's World Rally teams are Hyundai Motorsport from Germany, M Sport Ford from the United Kingdom, Toyota Gazoo racing from Japan, Tänak of Estonia, 30 Neuville of Belgium, Danny Sordo of Spain, and Craig Green of Ireland. And these are among the ones that have signed with Hyundai. Gus Greensmith, GB, Timu Suninen, Finland, Andrea Formor, France, and Lorenzo Bertelli from Italy drive for M Sport Ford. The WRC's odd nature as a special stage, SS race, with ordinary cars fighting for the fastest time on portions of restricted roads, may be what makes it so fascinating. Unlike mass start circuit races, SS events stagger cars at 1 to 3 minute intervals. Several SS races are staged for 3 or 4 days. Now let's take a look at the layout of the rally. During the rally, supporters are urged to attend the service park, which offers hospitality services. They can get up-close views of mechanics at work, racers speaking with engineers, and much more. Before the rally, the drivers conduct a reconnaissance trip of the full course, special stages, inspecting corner size, road conditions, and other factors. Using a customized notebook called Pace Notes, the co-drivers jot down excess course details to communicate with the driver. During the competition, they read the notes aloud. Each automobile is rolled up to the podium and presented to view for supporters' pleasure just before the competition. From Thursday to Sunday, a series of 15 to 25, depending on the competition, time attacks are held. A single special stage might be as little as 2 kilometers and as lengthy as 50 kilometers. One tournament can cover more than 1,000 kilometers, including liaisons. Most rallies conclude with a special stage dubbed the Power Stage, where the top 5 competitors can win bonus points. The ultimate sum of special stage times determines whether you will win or lose, followed by the award ceremony. That was all from the service park and the rally. Now, if we talk about WRC, this championship allows a wide range of vehicles to compete, with World Rally Cars, including the Toyota Yaris WRC competing in the top World Rally Car category. World Rally Cars debuted in the WRC in 1997. With car laws changing every several years, this category has continued to evolve. The revised World Rally Car regulations, which are still in effect today, were established in 2017 to increase engine and aerodynamic performance much more. Also, manufacturers can nominate up to 3 cars for each rally, with the top 2 cars contributing points to the manufacturer's overall standing. Independent teams driving World Rally Cars can compete as WRC teams in the Independent WRC 2. They are, however, limited to nominating a maximum of 2 cars for each rally, and must compete in at least 7 rallies, one of which must take place outside of Europe. Another most interesting one from the series of WRC is Junior WRC. Junior WRC is a championship for young drivers born on or after January 1st, 1992, as of 2021. all co-drivers have no age limits. Previously, this series was called WRC Academy. In 2021, all participants will compete in the Ford Fiesta Rally 4, the R2 successor, under the same conditions. The series will include 4 rallies in total for the 2021 season. That was a lot of information. Motorsports have progressed a lot over the decades. However, we can expect more from that. Well, that was all for today from the world of motorsport. What was the most interesting thing that you learned from today's video? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the content or learned anything new, then a like will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.